3i Atlas comes back into view during its closest approach. The images that NASA captured right before all this, we haven't seen those because of possibly the government shutdown.
NASA's been unusually quiet about something big. While most of us were focused on summer vacations, a Manhattan-sized object from another star system started barreling toward our sun at over 137,000 miles per hour. But here's what's really got scientists alarmed. This thing isn't behaving like any space rock we've ever seen. It's emitting industrial-grade nickel compounds that only exist in human manufacturing, following a trajectory so precise it seems almost intentionally planned.
It may well be just a rock which has some ice on the surface that evaporates, in which case we will say it's natural.
And now Harvard's top astrophysicist is publicly accusing NASA of hiding critical data until after it disappears behind the sun on October 29th. The International Asteroid Warning Network just activated their planetary defense protocols for the first time ever targeting an interstellar object.
International Asteroid Warning Network that will establish a campaign coordinating observations from all around the globe.
Something's not adding up, and the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Subscribe to Space Aquarius and let's begin. Is NASA telling us everything about 3i Atlas? The short answer is absolutely not, and we've got Harvard's most credible astrophysicist going on record about it. Dr. Avi Loeb, former chair of Harvard's astronomy department and former member of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, is directly accusing NASA of deliberately withholding Mars reconnaissance orbiter images that could reveal what 3i Atlas really is. Here's the smoking gun. 3i Atlas made its closest approach to Mars on October 3rd, giving us the perfect opportunity to capture high-resolution images with our most advanced space-based camera system. But those images? They're locked away while NASA claims a government shutdown prevents them from releasing data. Loeb calls this convenient timing and argues that NASA is waiting until after October 29th, when the object disappears behind the sun, to control the narrative about what they found. Why did the US and its allies react like this might be a threat? Because for the first time in history, the International Asteroid Warning Network activated planetary defense protocols for an object that poses zero collision risk to Earth. This is a system designed to protect us from asteroid impacts, yet they're treating an object that will never come closer than 170 million miles like it's a potential danger. The answer lies in 3i Atlas's unprecedented behavior. Harvard's statistical analysis shows the probability of its trajectory happening by chance is roughly 1 in 20,000. Those are someone planned this odds. The object is conducting what scientists call a grand tour of our solar system, making close approaches to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, while staying perfectly hidden from Earth-based telescopes during its most critical phase. Could 3i Atlas force a new era of space transparency and defense policy? It already is. Dr. Loeb and other leading scientists are pushing for immediate data release and international cooperation on interstellar object research. They argue that discoveries this significant belong to all humanity, not just government agencies operating behind closed doors. But here's the uncomfortable reality. If 3i Atlas really is artificial technology, then whoever sent it has capabilities that make our entire defense infrastructure obsolete overnight. That's exactly the kind of information governments might want to control and release very carefully. Let me start with something that should make every person ask some hard questions. 3i Atlas was discovered on July 1st, 2025. But here's the kicker. NASA went completely silent during the biggest government shutdown in US history, which started October 1st. Right when this interstellar visitor was making its closest approach to Mars, right when we had the best opportunity to study it with our Mars orbiters, our space agency was essentially offline. The Keck 2 telescope in Hawaii detected something unprecedented. This object is releasing about 4 grams of nickel per second, but with virtually no iron. Dr. Loeb points out that this exact combination only exists in industrially produced nickel alloys used in manufacturing here on Earth. Every other comet we've studied shows iron alongside nickel, because that's how these elements form naturally in space. Finding pure nickel emissions is like discovering a chunk of stainless steel floating between the stars. The chemical analysis gets even stranger. 3i Atlas contains only 4% water by mass, Most comets are primarily water ice. The International Asteroid Warning Network's response tells us everything we need to know about how seriously they're taking this. Their campaign runs from November 27th through January 27th, 2026, the longest observation campaign they've ever conducted. They're requiring registration and workshop attendance just to participate, which is unprecedented for a routine comet observation. The European Space Agency has been unusually quiet about their observations too. Multiple international space agencies have been tracking this object for months, but coordinated public releases have been minimal. When Oumuamua visited us in 2017, NASA was relatively transparent. Same with Borisov in 2019. With 3I Atlas, we're seeing a completely different approach. Here's what's really troubling: the pattern of information control. The timing of the government shutdown meant NASA couldn't update websites, release findings, or coordinate with international partners during the most critical observation period. Whether intentional or coincidental, the result is a massive gap in public information right when we needed it most. Dr. Loeb argues this secrecy is counterproductive and potentially dangerous. If 3I Atlas really is some kind of probe from another civilization, hiding that information serves no legitimate purpose. The object poses no direct threat to Earth, so there's no panic prevention justification. But if government agencies are concerned about the implications of confirming artificial origin, we're looking at a completely different kind of situation. The discovery of extraterrestrial technology would fundamentally change international relations, defense spending, and humanity's place in the universe. Think about the defense implications. If another civilization can send objects across interstellar space with enough precision to conduct reconnaissance of multiple planets, then our entire concept of national security becomes obsolete. Every military advantage we think we have becomes meaningless against that level of technology. The next few months will be crucial. 3I Atlas will reappear from behind the sun in early December, giving us another observation window. The James Webb Space Telescope has this object targeted, and its infrared capabilities could reveal unprecedented details about temperature profiles and energy output. NASA's Europa Clipper mission might even pass through the object's ion tail, potentially giving us direct samples of interstellar material for the first time in human history. But whether that data gets released immediately or disappears into classified databases remains the big question. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory will soon be detecting dozens of interstellar objects annually, so the secrecy approach isn't sustainable long-term. We need clear policies about data release, international cooperation, and public communication before the next mysterious visitor arrives. What's clear is that 3I Atlas represents a turning point in how we handle potential extraterrestrial contact. The protocols simply don't exist, and different agencies are making it up as they go along. Whether this object is natural or artificial, its journey through our solar system is exposing serious gaps in government transparency and raising fundamental questions about our preparedness. The truth is, we're in uncharted territory. Never before have we had to balance scientific transparency with potential first contact. The choice our government makes about releasing 3I Atlas data will set the precedent for the most important discoveries in our species' history. The universe is proving that we're only beginning to understand what's possible out there. Whether 3I Atlas is a natural wonder or evidence of intelligence beyond Earth, this visitor is forcing us to confront uncomfortable questions about government secrecy, scientific transparency, and our readiness for a universe that might not be as empty as we once believed. If this investigation into government secrecy and space defense opened your eyes to something new, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into what they're not telling us. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on whether NASA is being transparent enough about 3I Atlas, and share this with someone who needs to know what's really happening in our solar system right now.